Hey, I'm a stranger. I'm going to talk a little bit today about a philosophy of mine. You may have heard the expression before, early and often. In this case, I'm talking about not voting, but taking care of yourself. Self-care is extremely important for longevity on trail. If you're a day hiker, yeah, it's important. You don't want to get hurt. You won't be able to go day hiking again. But if you're a backpacker, you're going to be out there for days at a time. You can't afford to fall apart. There is no off day necessarily, depending on your schedule. So I think it's important to take care of yourself before stuff starts falling apart. I see a lot of people talking about foot care and body care and recovery, but you can avoid a lot of damage if you're body conscious, if you're aware of what you're doing to yourself, and when you feel things, react to them. So analysis should come early, response should come early, but the early and often especially refers to these things. You may have noticed this valuable real estate on my packs is always occupied by a bottle of water and a bottle of hiker chow. And that's because I want those things right where I can reach them. As soon as the thought crosses my mind to have a nibble of food, I throw a mouthful down. At the first thought about a drink of water, I'll take a sip of water. And I'm not guzzling my whole bottle. This bottle will last me for hours. But I'm staying ahead of the game. I've got another bottle of water I'm carrying over here. That's the one about a liter bottle that I'll turn to Gatorade if I'm of a mind to, but otherwise I've got a bottle and a bottle, and I've got more water in a bag in the back if I need to. A liter and a half isn't enough for the carry. But it's this one right here that matters. It's right where I can reach it. That's the one I'm gonna drink. I'll refill this one from the others. Food is the same way. I've got a load of food. I've got cheese and sausage up there. Heck, sometimes I've got cheese in here. But the important thing is, I've got my hiker chow here. It's a special blend I put together. Nuts and berries, a little bit of chocolate. But the idea is that long before you start getting hungry, you start putting some food in the system. Blood sugar never comes down. Whatever your content of your fuel, I do a lot of fat fueling, so that's why my hiker chow is heavy on the nuts, light on the berries, extra chocolate, because I want to get the fat going. But there's some carbs in there too. But whatever you're fueling, keep loading it, always. Any time that you're alive is a time you could be digesting food, and that's valuable. If you wait until the end of the day and you're starving and you're trying to catch up, you never catch up. And each day you fall a little farther and farther behind. And before you know it, you can't get up the hill. I don't know what keeps you going. I know for me, it's a mental game as much as it's a physical game. And those little treats throughout the day of a splash of water, splash of food, they definitely keep morale up as well as your physical abilities. Now, if you really want to think about it, early starts even before the hike. Early starts at the trailhead or in camp, cameling up some extra water, making sure that you're not leaving hungry. Extend it a little farther, the day before a trip. Make sure you're hydrating. Make sure you're feeding properly. Especially if you're traveling, that can be a real challenge. You may want to bring your own food for you rather than relying on what you find along the road. Because a day of travel can take an awful lot out of your legs. So you got to tailor it to your needs. But the premise remains the same. If you take care of your body, if you take care of it before it starts falling apart, you're gonna find that it can do a lot more than maybe you think it can do. That's how you find out what you can do, is by planning ahead and feeding, drinking, training. I'm out here training today. I'm not just wandering around shooting videos. I'm testing out my carry for my bear bag or my bear canister, and testing out my legs so that I know I'm ready for spring. It's part of my spring training regimen. But whatever you're doing is always working towards your goals. So that's the way I look at it anyway. I've got a big summer of hiking planned. So I'm scheming and dreaming. But I'm planning on taking good care of myself because I'm getting old. That need every ounce of energy I've got. So I don't know. Think about it for yourself. What do you need? What makes you happy? What makes you go? And then make sure you're getting it. Don't make yourself wait. It's not supposed to be torture. It's supposed to be good, clean, fun. So get out there, and don't forget, early enough,